It's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary. This comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-da-terry-o-dee. Dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Good evening, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming and Nat 21 Adventures and all that kind of fun stuff. Before we start, I should give a special shout out to all of our sponsors. That's I was going to say supporters, but also sponsors. That's the word I'm looking for. We'll start with Ren Adventures. They're coming up very soon with their D&D tour in New Orleans. That's going to be really, really cool. December 5th through 9th of 2023. I know that they still have some spaces available, but you get to play D&D in New Orleans. And eventually it also includes a trip to the Louisiana Renaissance Fair, where you're going to see a couple of the people that are on the channel today, which is a lot of fun. Sorry, excuse me. We'd also like to thank our friends at 3D2U. They're a special friend of the channel, particularly us. You can find them at a lot of local New Jersey events. So if you are in the state of New Jersey, just check them out, 3d2u.org. They make all kinds of wood related things. So it's laser cut wood journals and dice towers and pins and all kinds of really fun stuff. So you can definitely check them out at any of the local New Jersey events that might be happening soon. And I would be remiss if we did not thank ourselves. We have a book out called Dare. It is a collection of short fiction and poetry. We are starting to come up on spooky season. I have been reminded that after the 4th of July, it's just Halloween from here on out. Obviously, I have other things to be keeping on my mind as well. But yeah, feel free to check us out. We are on Amazon and Audible. There's really cool stuff. You can also join us on Patreon, patreon.com/quill_quote. We will put that up in the chat as well. And thank you so much for supporting us. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you that this is Gothic Horror Gaming. This is unusual to the channel compared to other things that you may see, which are a lot more silly and fun and good-timey. This is supposed to be a horror game, so we're giving you a warning in advance. The following show may contain intense violence, violence against minors, creatures of common phobias. Specifically, this adventure has been dealing with a lot of adult substances, people who are addicts, border crossing issues. It is a game that is set specifically in El Paso, Texas. But there has been a lot of content dealing with Mexican drug cartels. So if that's not something that you're necessarily interested in, that's totally fine. There are many other wonderful things that you can check out on the Nat 21 channel. Otherwise, feel free to stick around. It's Vivi! Hola! Every time we do anything within a Spanish-speaking community, I'm always like, I know I'm butchering this in front of Vivi, and I feel so bad. Anyway, how this particular game works. We are playing Delta Green, which, by the way, thank you again, Delta Green, for this awesome adventure. This is not something that I've written, but this is something that I have gone through before. This is a game specifically called Death is No Parenthesis. You can run it with your friends if you want to. It's all available on that fairfieldproject.fandom.com/wiki/death is no parenthesis. This was written by a person named William Shar. And it is an open source game available to people who run Delta Green type stuff. So you can definitely check out all of their other things that are on the Fairfield project. Really cool information, really cool stuff. If you're into Delta Green already, this is a great source material. Delta Green is a adventure system where the kind of Lovecraftian in real life, but with a military twist. So things that are scary are real and they exist. And there are secret people around that can fight these things. And that's what our players are here for. Now, Delta Green originally, according to the source book, was an actual sanctioned government agency, but sometime after World War II, they basically over time became unsanctioned. And now they are their own separate entity that are not really controlled by any specific government. So there are cells all over the place, but we are dealing specifically with the American sector of things. That means that all of these players that you're about to see, they have real jobs, they have real lives, they have connections to people, but at some point, doing this work may potentially drive them crazy, may potentially make them make sacrifices that they're no longer connected with those people. It's an intense, really interesting system. So definitely check out Delta Green if you get a chance, if that's the kind of thing you're into. Specifically for gameplay, we are dealing with mostly D100 based things. So let's say a character has a firearm skill. They are some kind of law enforcement officer. In a skill of firearms, a good skill would be 40%. 40% of the time, you're going to fire and you're going to hit exactly what you're expecting. 60% of the time, you won't. In order to succeed at your skill, you need to roll a 40% or below. So you roll 2 10-sided dice. A 40 or below is a success. A 41 or above is a failure. Double digits in this system are either critical successes or critical failures. So a 33 in that case would be a critical success. A 44 in that case would be a critical failure. And the only number that always works is 69 because nice. How you can help at home. If you are watching this on Twitch right now, you can use your Twitch points with some of our friends in the comments that can help us get bonuses to our characters. So let's say that same character is rolling to, he's seeing a hostage. There's a hostage and he has to make sure that he can shoot the guy who took the hostage and not the hostage themselves. So he can use bonuses that you guys provide. We're calling them helps. To give him basically take some off of his dice roll. So every help is equal to a -5 to your dice roll. So if he rolls a dice and he's used 1 help and he rolled that 44 initially, which would have been a critical failure where he literally would shoot the hostage, he could roll instead using that help. You have to declare it in advance. Using the help, then you get -5 to that result. So then that 44 becomes a 39. That is now a barely passing success, but it works. And he's at least able to complete the task that he needed to do. Ooh, who is running the Twitch points? I tried to tell people a little bit in advance. I apologize. I had a real rough day. 2 things about this particular stream that you need to know. Number 1, I am fighting a cold and I am pregnant. So that's harder than usual. I can't take anything for it really. So if I start coughing in the middle, yes. Extra eyes is a sign of congestion. Yes, this is the kind of stuff that no one talks about when you're pregnant, is that you just start breaking out into other eyes and blood starts to come out of your face. Yeah, and preeclampsia. Anyway, so we will see if we can keep track of the helps in some way. We will make sure that this to the best of our ability gets taken care of. Yes, be not afraid. I'll figure it out. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Using your helps to help people. So hopefully if we can get someone here to track everything, then we can figure out what all of it is. Yeah. Sorry, I need to pull out my dice. So let me set the scene a little bit for you. Our players have been doing this over a couple of weeks. Sometime around, it was June 15th. June 15th was the first start of this adventure. And at that time, these particular people were called in on a mysterious happening in a house. There they discovered that there were multiple bodies of the same person inside of the walls. They have been since kind of tracking down that person through varying ways. That person is El Echo, an individual who has a real name too. I just have to pull up his name. In the last adventure, which they're going to talk about, they did some really interesting investigating, and they have tracked down the head of a rival drug gang, Sepulturero, and he is theoretically talking to them about some kind of deals. So let's see what happens next. Why don't we bring in our friend Coyote, and he can tell us how his meeting with Sepulturero went.
Well, I'm alive for starters. Very important.
Very important.
Did not. This is sometimes you just got to go into these negotiations being cooperative, like. But as a result, I got Sephitorero, who was a little sickly from too much exposure to El Echo. But I got him to agree if we can get him some medication, then he'll give us some people and some ammunition and the location of El Echo so we can put this problem to bed.
Yes.
And then get some margaritas.
Now that's going to be interesting for you. So you are you're kind of not a border agent specifically, but you are like special forces.
That's
so
correct.
Do you feel conflicted at all about working with a drug dealer for a Mexican cartel? Oh yeah, there's a margarita count, right?
I mean, right now, I'm not entirely conflicted. As of right now, he's not moving people. People's what I make sure get to and from safely. Right now, he's just dealing drugs. That is dear Agent Anderson's department.
Yes.
to worry about. My job right now is getting my people in and out of this in one piece. So,
okay. Speaking of Agent Anderson, why don't we bring her on and she can give her thoughts? You are down the road a piece in Coyote's vehicle.
Sure am. We followed as far as we could because, Coyote decided to go with the van and also told me to follow, which, I just had the best string of luck in perhaps my entire life.
Yeah, you did really well. I was very impressed following them off the overpass and everything.
Listen, it turns out the person who, may or may not be behind the curtain here always rolls terribly, so that was kind of amazing. Anyway, so we're just kind of waiting, and hopefully Coyote's going to be fine, but we do have his whole arsenal, just in case everything goes south. I am a little concerned about my ability to keep my job after all of this is over, but that's kind of the thing that you do whenever you sign on with Delta Green, I guess. So
you are not wrong, to be honest with you. That is definitely something that sometimes we don't get to do these on this channel very much, but they do have home sessions, and sometimes the consequences are you lose your job, or that your boss doesn't talk to you anymore, or that you get put on desk duty. Like, those are kinds of things that you kind of sign on to once you start doing this work.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll see how it ends, and it's also great because we were at the main office, not at my office, so hopefully things will be all right.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't communicate whatsoever.
Listen, it's bureaucracy. It takes me like 6 months to get a contract over, so, it's fine.
You're not wrong. I know at least one person who works in the FBI, and that's not inaccurate. Excuse me. All right, and then finally we have our friend Dr. Winters, who doesn't have any government connections specifically, but you've got to have some opinions about what's going on.
I am doing the best I can. I am medically trained, and I am just following along what is going on at this point, doing the best I can to make sure nobody else succumbs to this drug that seems to be radioactive. So, Leah and I are nearby at a gas station. I probably went inside, and you would be shocked to believe they have a margarita machine in the gas station.
That's incredible.
Let it be canon. I don't mind.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not having
We have them in Louisiana, but I wouldn't surprise me. Yes, they do. What, Leah? You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. Well, that changes this year. Okay.
Yeah, they have drive-through pina coladas. Is that right?
I did know that. I didn't know about
Master. I think they drive through everything. Yeah, and there's a ton of Mexican restaurants in Louisiana too. Sorry.
Oh,
nice.
God bless America. Anyway,
would not surprise me. I think Texas does have some as well. And this is a major city, El Paso, huge city. So would not surprise me if they even a gas station has drive-through margaritas. Love this. Okay, so when we last left all of you, so Coyote was by himself with Sepulturero and the man I will lovingly call Dwayne Johnson at this point. Because why not? That's how I described him. And you guys are at the gas station nearby waiting. Coyote, did you get your cell phone back? They took it from you initially, and then they put it back.
Yes, last I have a note here that at the end, when I told Sefa Torero that we'll make a deal to get him medication, Dwayne the Rock gave us gave me my phone back so I could call the doctor and Agent Anderson and let them know about our little arrangement.
Okay. I will let you have that conversation. I am curious to see how the other two are going to react.
All right, so let me dial up Agent Anderson here.
Hi.
So got some good news and some better news.
Listen, we love to see it, I guess. How'd you get your phone back?
Made a very persuasive argument with Sefa Torero.
All right.
So the good news is he knows where we can find El Echo. And is willing to cooperate and help us take him down.
Oh, all right. Listen, I'll take the help.
The even better news is that if we get him some medication, particularly for Dr. Winters, I'm sure this would be more his department, because apparently getting quality medication when you're a criminal on the run is a little difficult. But we help get him some medication, and he's willing to provide particular assets to help us take down El Echo. So...
Okay, so we're working with a drug lord now. This is great for my career. I love that so much.
Think of it less like working with a drug dealer and more like you are about to take down one of the biggest contemporary drug problems in El Paso.
I do like how that sounds, actually. I'm pretty big fan of that. I'm going to put the phone down. Dr. Winters, hey, listen, I'm just going to run you through very quickly in a very Leah way of what just happened. You got any medication on you, Dr. Winters? We're going to be working with a drug lord, and apparently he needs help.
We
can go get some.
So, medication.
Yeah.
Could you see what everybody else is going through? This isn't medication. This is chemotherapy.
Oh, word. Okay. Should I just put you on speakerphone? Coyote, I'm going to put you on speakerphone.
Beautiful.
Great.
Hello, doctor. Glad to see you're still hanging in there.
He said chemotherapy is the thing we got to do, not medication.
All right. Well, then can we get Sefa Torero into a secure medical facility that will not involve him being immediately arrested?
I'm really going to have to make some calls.
No pressure, Doc, but
no, I didn't feel any
Actually, a little bit of pressure, I'm gonna say.
You do actually, Simon Winters, you do have a 50% in bureaucracy, so this could potentially be something that you could, at the very least, you could bluff and say that for now, yeah. And based on your medical expertise and medical kit, you might have at least something to kind of help him for the time being.
I can make him more comfortable for the time being, but in the long run, I can make some calls. I can see what I can do. I can't really guarantee anything, but I can at least make him comfortable for now.
I think that'll be acceptable to start.
Great.
I think the sooner we get him no longer having to deal with Echo, I'm sure that'll help improve his situation greatly.
Not going to disagree with that. So, Coyote, question for you. You know, considering that we are still so far away in that parking lot and not anywhere near you at all in any vicinity, how's this going to work? Are you going to like come back or like what's going on here, buddy?
Get in one moment.
Sure.
Dwayne, do you mind if my associates meet me here so we can provide your boss with some medication? Or would you prefer to go get them?
Well, how about this? I will drop you back off at the restaurant that we were at, and then from there we can make an arrangement that you can all meet up tomorrow. And I think that's when we're planning on staging our infiltration tomorrow night.
Sounds like a plan. All right, meet back at the restaurant that we were just at, uh, and we will coordinate from there tomorrow. That gives the doctor time to see what arrangements he can make and/or get some things to help Torero to start with.
Great. Sounds good to me.
So we'll meet you back at Funk Myers.
Great. Then I hang up, and then I'm gonna immediately hop back in the car. I'm gonna turn to Dr. Winters. Do you think we should just like follow them back again, or do you think we should like gun it back and like make it not weird and like we were totally there the whole time? Like, am I overthinking this? I might be overthinking this.
I do think there's a slight possibility you're overthinking this. Let's
Okay.
just go back and meet him there.
Okay, great. That sounds good. Great.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Coyote, he's, Sepulturero offers you a drink, maybe a margarita. Why not?
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, a very simple one. It's, you know, you're kind of meeting out in the middle of his sort of safe house.
All right, Senor. So the plan is we're gonna rendezvous with my associates. One of them is a doctor, and he will make some phone calls to see about getting you some medications to ease, make you more comfortable at the moment, and see about getting you to a secure facility for more extended treatment. He's going to think that you need a little bit of chemo, but let's see what we can do about getting you that without any happening as well.
I appreciate your interest in my well-being. Yes,
You're doing us a solid. At least I can do.
sure. I will give you. He hands you a piece of paper that has an address on it, which I should be able to put in the comments. Yep, it's a real place. He says, tomorrow night we're going to be there. This is in Ciudad Juarez. You're going to have to cross the border yourselves. Meet us there at 11 p.m. At that point, things should already be underway. I can get you to El Echo, wherever he ends up. And I'll take care of the rest. All I need is your guarantee that I get treatment and that you kill this guy.
I will happily guarantee that we will put this man down and he will not, or any of his others will be getting back up, and we will get you your treatment, sir.
Ooh, an interesting topic that you'll probably have to bring up with your friends. Yeah, so he's like, all right, Dwayne, take him back. And Dwayne reaches his hand out to take your cell phone and puts a bag back over your head. And then I'm just going to hand wave this because it's not too difficult. Leah, you are able to make it back to the restaurant, and you look like you've been sitting there for quite a while having a good time by the time Coyote comes back in. Coyote, they take, not unsurprisingly, at least 10 minutes to just drive around nonsensically in the desert.
Yeah.
Until they eventually get back on the highways and go back to the restaurant. So it's even if you had memorized the way out here, it's completely different from the way that you're going back. Seemingly they know 10 or 12 different ways to get in and out of the city. So yeah, you're still not quite aware. Leah might be more aware of where you were, but you're still not quite aware of where you just were recently. But you have an address, and Dwayne drops you off. He says, I'll see you tomorrow night. The address also includes a text, like a phone number, to a burner phone. So if you need to get in contact with the cartel, you can potentially do so.
Fantastic. See you tomorrow, Dwayne. Get some rest. We're going to need it.
Yeah.
By the way, what is your workout routine? Because you are very big. Is this like protein and like you do P90X?
5:30 in the morning, and I eat at least 2 chickens a day.
Fantastic. Good to know.
Yeah. Hey, do you really think you can take this guy out? I saw him take out a friend of ours. I mean, That was awful. And he just feeds people to this thing. I don't know what to do about it.
Well, the way I reckon, having seen this thing that he calls out, I reckon trick number one, we don't give him time to call his beastie. Number two, beastie seems to roll in and out of shadows, so I'm thinking maybe some bright light might keep him at bay. Fortunately, one of the things I tend to enjoy employing is some flashbangs, so might come in handy against the El Demon Pupper. So I think we have a chance. Make sure your people, flashlights, spotlights, whatever they can grab or carry with them, make sure they have them with fresh batteries. Because if that dog comes running, we need to make sure we keep it contained.
Okay. I'll let everybody know.
Excellent.
I'll see you tomorrow. And he
See you
gets
tomorrow.
back in the truck and no, it was a wasn't it like a not an Escalade, something like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Escalade. Gets back in an Escalade and leaves. You guys are probably it's probably about midnight at this point. The bar is still open. It's less like crazy than you would have expected, but yeah, still open. They're still serving for a little bit yet.
I think as soon as I see Coyote come out, I'm gonna get out of the car and just kind of like wave him over. Be like, so Margs and we kind of go talk about everything, right? That's what's
Absolutely.
happening?
I could definitely use a margarita right now. We have made some questionable choices, but I think it'll work out for the best.
All right.
So, Doc, I'm going to need you to make some phone calls because I have guaranteed that we will give Cephterero treatment of some kind. I did not specify what kind, and I did not specify to what extent, but I gave the man my word that we will get him treatment to help him. And I am a man of my word. Even if it's just something short term, we got to give him something.
I can arrange something. It's going to be rough, but I have a couple treatments in mind for him. It's just a matter of getting them is not the problem. Getting them to him and getting him to a safe space and teaching someone how to treat him, that's the problem.
Well, I reckon based on his comments about getting substances, I get the impression if we can get him the materials, he's got people or resources to treat him. He just doesn't have access to the proper medicines he needs.
Honestly, I'd never thought of that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. With people that can, if he's potentially creating, drugs and whatnot by himself, or I mean, he's connected to one of the largest drug cartels in the world, Sinaloa. So as long as he remains in their good graces, which would probably be helpful if he can finally bring in El Echo or destroy the Echo gang, then they can probably, at the very least, provide him with nurses that would be able to take care of him. But yeah, Coyote's probably correct. It's going to be hard to get. I am looking it up right now. It's like potassium iodide and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are things that you need to get in order to draw the radiation out of your system. So yeah. If you it's up to you right now, Dr. Winters. If you want to try to roll any of that right now, you can do bureaucracy to check in with any of the local hospitals and see if you can get any of that medication. You could try to just roll some of your medical skills to see if you can come up with a way of finding it somewhere else.
Will probably be the best bet. I'm going to try. Let's try with the hospital I was working through.
Okay, so the one that you had gone to the morgue of, or no, that was a different one.
Medical Center. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, you have a good relationship with them. You have a 50% currently.
And I rolled an 18.
Yay!
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you've been so invaluable to the team there that they have really, really enjoyed working with you. And it will take some doing. You'll probably need some kind of drop location to be able to get these medications. You're not going to be able to immediately send them across a border or anything like that, because obviously. But yeah, it isn't completely unsurprising or unusual for you to potentially order things regarding radiation sickness, or exposure to radiation, and you can probably make this work. It may or may not over time affect your relationship with the hospital itself.
Yep.
But at least initially, you know where to get it and you know how to get it.
We're going to be getting potassium iodide and Prussian blue.
Ooh.
Woo!
Excellent.
All
I've seen
right.
Prussian blue on who's the painter?
Bob
Gosh. Yes, Bob Ross. He uses Prussian blue all the time.
That's the color of my shirt right now.
Oh, ooh. Yes. They're very happy. They're on
It's a
steroids.
happy little tree.
The happy-
Happy little dog.
Woo!
All right, so that's the easy part.
All right.
Now here's the problematic part.
Okay.
We got to take down El Echo, which
Yeah.
means we have to. I'm not worried about him. I'm
Okay.
worried about that dog that we saw come out of nowhere.
You
And
know, me too.
that is my.
Stop calling it a dog. Maybe that's making it a little too sympathetic.
I mean,
Demon
What is it then?
hound creature.
a hellhound? Like, what do you want to call it?
Yeah, hellhound.
That
Hellhound
tracks.
works.
That's fantastic.
Okay, great. It's a hellhound.
So I reckon.
He does have a real name, which I will reveal at the end of the broadcast if you need it.
I reckon it might be useful to, if we don't have any extra light, flashlight or whatnot before tomorrow night, we should pick up some. Pick up anything
Alright.
you can carry on you, because
Great.
I have the two more meals.
I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead.
I
Oh,
get the impression, based off of how it moves, it's a creature that prefers to move through shadow. So we can at least
Alright.
keep ourselves lit up and or
Okay.
anywhere that we are moving. Not positive, but it might give us a better chance in letting it sneak up on us.
okay.
I know I've got a couple of party favors in my trunk. Are you two armed at all? Do we need
I mean,
to...
I have whatever's in my car and whatever I had on my person. I did have to leave my 22 back in the office.
Now you
but-
do have some time between, so right now it's like midnight and you're supposed to meet in about 24 hours
Great.
in Juarez, which is another problem you will have to negotiate, is getting across the border with whatever you want to grab. But I will allow you to, why am I playing with this? I will allow you to if you want to try to either requisition some stuff or figure out what's going on, or if there's anything that you think you want to grab. Some stuff is going to be easier. Like if you just want to go out to a Walmart and grab a bunch of mag lights, that's not hard. If you want to like requisition a bunch of those vests that you guys were talking about for like the dentist vests, so that you can have like the lead so you don't get radiation poisoning. That's going to be a lot more tricky, especially considering the last time that you guys saw your handler, he was dealing with a person who exploded in
exactly.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be too happy with us. Okay.
The car is a weapon. Yay.
Listen.
Hi, Rev Tommy.
No one breaks my car.
I don't know if we have like a help count right now, Rev Tommy, but if you happen to see that and if you still have the ability to pull that up, that would be cool because I didn't plan this in advance. Sorry. Anyway, continue.
All right. Well, yeah, truly, I don't quite know. We should get a lot of flashlights, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, do you think fire will work against it? That's a light source in itself. Just get a bunch of gasoline and just light it up, I guess. I don't know. I'm a big
I
fan of Leave
found
No Trace, so I think we should
fire.
just burn it all to the ground.
I think fire will be good at the end, but
All right. Okay.
unless you are going to bring a flamethrower to this fight, I feel like fire can become very much our problem as much as his problem.
I was going to say, and I did. I was chatting with the Glue Master off screen. Keep in mind that if you encounter any of the echo substance and you light it on fire, if it has radioactive capabilities, you have now aerosolized it.
No! Okay.
Which wasn't a problem in the first building because it was out in the middle of nowhere. So now it's your consideration of whether or not you want to light an entire crop of echo on fire and aerosolize radiation into Juarez.
All right, so we can't light it on fire.
Maybe not. Maybe
not. All right, so I guess we'll get a lot of light. And I don't know. I will take any advice you have, Coyote. I really am at a bit of a loss here.
All right. My recommendation, we get flashlights, glow sticks, things we can keep on our person.
All right.
Don't activate them until we know what the situations like that we're walking into. If this is going to be a surprise job, let's not walk in looking like Christmas trees.
Great.
But once we feel like it's going to be safe for us, we can light things up. What could go wrong? A lot of things.
What could possibly go wrong?
And then otherwise, I'd say if you need any weapons or armor, you might want to grab some.
Great.
And then, oh, by the way, Agent.
Yes.
One more issue that we need to worry about.
All right.
We need to cross the border to meet them.
Good. I love this for us. With all of our firearms, that's going to be super, super easy and convenient for everything. Okay. What if we just go real fast?
I feel like as a military man, that is a great way for us to get shot up before we get more than 2 miles from that border.
You know, you're right. You're really right.
That is not a plan I would recommend.
Cool. Can you hide stuff in your trunk? Because I have a tiny little bug car. It's not going to work in my car.
In my trunk. My trunk's equipped to carry munitions. But
so then we'll take your car.
I just want to point out that through all of this conversation, Dr. Winters has had the best faces through everything. It's just been considering what? The whole time.
But I wonder if maybe we can get some federal authorization where that we can get across without them deciding, hey, let's question why this vehicle is a rolling armory.
All right. Listen, I will see what I can do. What exactly would that be? Would that just be me calling in to somebody being like, hey, can you just let us go through ooh-woo? Or what?
That would probably I had your things up and then I don't know where they went.
Can you please let us through ooh-woo? Let us through with our firearms.
Please mark the 43-minute mark as the time when everything went haywire. Okay.
Oh, it only started then?
Yeah.
Coyote
Dirty
Jones.
Okay. So that would probably be at least a bureaucracy roll.
Okay.
And you can try. I'm trying to see what other things you have here. Because you're an FBI agent, at least bureaucracy. If there's anything else that you think might work for that, probably not a persuade because you're dealing with your bosses.
The only other thing that I could maybe think of, and this is very rooted in 5e, so if it's out, it's out. But what would be the chances that I know somebody at the border? And they would just kind of turn a blind eye. Ooh. If I maybe just bribed him a little bit, or maybe it's somebody who's like real bad at their job, and I know that.
Okay, we can try this. So
Okay.
you have a partner, your FBI partner, Helen Green.
Yes, I do.
Even if you don't have those connections, she might.
Okay, great.
I will say that if you could potentially lose score on your bond with her if you are getting her to get you across the border safely.
Okay.
For that, since you're working with your friend, if you would want to try a persuade with her, you have a 50% in that too, or you could try a bureaucracy with her too, and it won't be as difficult. You still need to succeed, but
yeah. I think I would probably try to go the route with Helen. Because, like, listen, I might be losing my job anyway, so who cares? Great. Oh, that's terrible. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's terrible. That's a 90.
Ooh. Oh, boy. Ooh.
I'm about to get reamed by Helen, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, Helen, you're calling here at like midnight, kind of on a work day, and you haven't been around, and she's really concerned about you and your safety. She says she can probably arrange something.
Okay.
But at the end of this, she's probably going to turn in her papers and move on to a different department because she's getting kind of fed up with you just not being around and not helping her with stuff.
Ah! My heart!
Wow.
All right. That's cool, Helen. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll probably, at the end of this phone call, I'm probably too stunned to speak. And I turn to Coyote as I hang up and be like, well, this better work. This better work. Right? Right. We're going to take the whole goddamn thing down. Right?
All right. Yeah. So at least, yeah, Leah, she will eventually text you a location that you can cross. And she says there will be no questions asked, but don't contact me again.
No. All right, cool. Well, we got our cross, Coyote.
All right, we got our pass, we got meds, so then I'd recommend let's enjoy these margaritas, get a good night's sleep, because and go shopping tomorrow, because it's going to be a very interesting night.
Yeah, no kidding. Whew.
All right. Yeah, you are all able to, I mean, at the restaurant, you had your individual cars, I think. So you're all able to go back to wherever your homes are and start gathering supplies and just kind of figuring this out. 4 margaritas. So the next day, you all wake up to there's a text message collectively on your phones.
Group chat
from Handler Zeitlin.
Oh no.
And he says, I've done all I can. You're going to have to talk to me as soon as you're able. Anybody want to respond to that?
I'll go ahead and I'll give him a call.
Great. Okay.
He loves me right now.
Yeah.
I mean, not at all.
Woo!
Yeah, let me call Zeitlin.
Okay. Yeah, he answers on the first ring.
Oh no.
Oh. Hi, this is Zeitlin.
El Capitano, it's Coyote.
Are you afraid of ghosts?
No, it's the living that tend to be more of a problem for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems going around right now. So what can you tell me? What am I getting out of cleaning up this situation?
All right, well, As of tonight, we are engaging in an operation to take down El Echo. We will have his location, and if all goes according to plan, by the end of the night, there will be no more El Echo to clean up after.
How are you going to get rid of him? He just has copies.
Well, we have a source that has told us he knows where to find, I guess, the original, and or potentially where he keeps his body doubles. So we plan to hit him hard and fast before he can make himself a double, and put this whole matter to bed so you can go on a nice vacation, because I feel like you need one.
Yeah, I do. I have figured out what we can do about the asset that we lost. It is unfortunate that things went that way, but that does sometimes happen. I need something plausible at the end of this. Get me some kind of proof that Echo isn't around anymore. Bring something in if you can. It can't just be a rumor. It can't just be he's gone for now. I need to know that he's gone. And then we'll make it all go away.
That I can do, sir. By the way, just so you are aware, everything above board,
Okay.
Oh no.
our asset that will be assisting us is Sepulturero.
You got in touch with Sepulturero?
I met the man in person. I shared a drink with him. Very lovely fella, minus the whole radiation sickness.
Oh God, he's got it too.
Yeah,
Oh.
apparently dealing with his competitor has some disadvantages.
Well, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know, I suppose. So, if this takes care of the whole Echo gang, if you get me proof, I'm happy to just make it go away. We'll figure out some way of putting this to bed.
Excellent.
Get me proof, okay?
I'll get you proof, sir. This is what I do.
All right. I'm just going to pretend that the rest of this conversation isn't happening. Good luck.
Thank
And he
you.
hangs up. So that, at least you know, yeah, you have no backup other than drug dealers.
I will text the group chat and say, 10 out of 10 conversation. Just have to bring proof. Smiley face.
I will respond with an upside down smiley face as well.
I am responding with head desk.
Just the meme of Picard. Yeah, just
Woof.
Yep.
Great.
okay. Before you guys go, so now you have a safe border crossing that Leah has sacrificed her entire relationship with her partner with. And you have a mission from Handler Zeitlin to get some kind of proof to prove that Echo isn't coming back. Is other than buying a bunch of flashlights, is there anything else that anyone wants to try to requisition? Anything anyone wants to try to grab? I'll ask Dr. Winters first, because you are the least armed of anyone currently. So is there anything that you want to try to get?
Other than the medications for Sepulturero, I would probably I have a Kevlar vest.
Yep.
Combat is not my wheelhouse at all.
No, but that's okay.
I'm also a doctor. I took a Hippocratic oath, an oath to do no harm.
Fair.
So that's a struggle. What was the name of the El Dominio Scooby?
Oh yes.
Demonio Scooby.
I guess that doesn't really count.
That doesn't count. I would probably just try to get a replacement for my handgun.
Your pistol? Okay.
Yeah. And as many light sources as I can find.
Sure. Thank you. That was important. That's something special. Anyway, conveniently, you're in El Paso, Texas. So getting a handgun isn't going to be difficult. You are welcome to grab that. That is, assume that you have basically a replica the same as your original light pistol.
Thanks, Texas.
Yeah.
I will
Believe me,
never
I've
say
been
that.
in Walmarts in Texas. That is not hard. You are able to pick up at least an early round of what you would use to treat at least the initial radiation sickness. Whatever you got is going to probably bind with whatever radiation Sepulturero has in his system currently, and it'll at least get things started.
Cool.
You're able to at the same gun store, you were able to pick up the firearm and license it, and also pick up a bunch of flashlights. They've got tons, all different kinds of ones too. And you can get one that you can mount on top of your gun if you want.
Yay.
Yay.
Mag lights for everybody.
Woo. All right, Coyote. Is there anything you already have a pretty decent arsenal?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty set.
You feel pretty good about what you got? Okay.
I'm pretty good.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do before you're trying to do this meetup?
No. No, I think I'm just gonna get myself mentally prepared for what is probably going to be a shit show of an evening.
How do you do that? And why do I feel like it's playing Call of Duty?
No, it is actually Coyote is a man that likes to eat his feelings. So he will go to his favorite restaurant. He will get himself 3 tacos, a set of the hottest wings they have there, and a frozen margarita. And he will get through that. He'll be in a little bit of pain, but he will enjoy it. It reminds him that he is alive, and that by the end of the night, he will continue to be alive, and the people he care about will be alive.
Nice. I love that Rev Tommy came up with, does it eat Carolina Reapers as a Steelers pick? No, apparently it doesn't, but he does. All right, Leah, is there, okay, other than you not having a friend anymore, is there anything else that you want to try to requisition, anything you want to try to get, or are you just a little concerned about pushing your luck at this point?
I want to call Coyote as I walk into whatever gun store I usually, like whenever you first get your equipment for being an agent, like I walked in there once and I was like, cool. I call Coyote and be like, what do I get? My life is kind of falling apart right now. What do I get? Tell me what to get.
I don't know if we're going to be needing a lot of range or whatnot. I'd recommend get yourself a handgun, and if you have the funds, maybe get
one of
yourself
those.
a shotgun.
Ooh, okay.
Close quarters combat, shotgun's going to do you better.
Great. I'd like to get a shotgun then. And I would also like to try to requisition extra ammo if I can.
Requisitioning you can't necessarily do, but
I'll purchase
just
it
buying it. Yeah, that's
Great.
fine.
Get
I'm
all
trying
the
to
ammo.
find where the shotgun rules are.
Shotgun rules.
I have to dig up for that.
I can also look for it.
Yeah, but feel free. At the very least, you can have. I think what you had gotten rid of before was the duty weapon you have, which I thought was the 22.
Yes.
So you still had the Glock 20,
Okay.
and then just pick up a shotgun. And there should be in the handler thing that I had sent you guys before. There should be in the same table. I think it's on like page 90 something. There should be rules for a shotgun. I think it's more. I feel like it's more damage, but it's also got a different range. Take your time. Are you all taking one car?
I would like to.
Yeah, I think that's going to be
That makes
easier for
sense.
getting across the border.
It will. Yeah. I need to go run to the restroom very briefly, but something I guess to consider is potentially how you're going to ensure, even if there are copies of Echo wandering around, how you ensure that you make sure he's dead. I'll be right back.
Okay, have fun.
So, how do we know? First of all, which one is the real one? Like, is this sort of a vampire thing? If you kill the main one, all the others revert back to normal?
Well, if he's so all these bodies are dying in stages, which means I don't think he can have multiple copies active at the same time. Because each one that we found was older than the last.
Yeah.
So I think whenever we find this one tonight, I'm figuring there's probably some kind of transfer process when the first body dies to get to the next one. So if we keep that from happening, we can't. Well, we can burn him. We just can't burn drugs.
Yeah.
But if we burn him,
But he is also radioactive.
Oh, good.
yeah, but I am less concerned about one person being radioactive because that's radioactive cells. That's not going to contaminate the air. That's just going to be a little messy. We just don't want to breathe that in. Whereas if the drugs get burned, they are just becoming a straight aerosol.
Yeah.
I don't know that radiation spreads from burned bodies. Or, we just dig a nice big hole and we drop his body in it.
I hate that we're having this conversation. I hate this whole conversation. I just had that moment. I'm fine.
That's really valid. I think.
We need a very big lead box to put him in.
Excuse me. Do you think we could find one? A lead
I don't
box?
know. I'm literally sitting here trying to think of if I needed to find a lead box, where would I get one?
What else would you use a lead box for, though? Like,
Well, for radiation poisoning, there used to be lead coffins.
okay, so we go to a funeral home and be like, hey, you got some lead coffins laying around? Or like, do we go dig up a grave that somebody died of radiation poisoning and we take it? I don't want to do that.
Maybe we try the funeral home before.
All right, funeral home before we go grave robbing?
Add grave robbing to the list of things we're going to have Zeitlin clean up.
Listen, we're all trying our best here.
Lead coffins haven't been used in a long time, though.
Okay.
What about a museum?
That's a thought.
I'm so curious about what I just wandered into. That was not what I was
trying to
expecting.
determine if we need. Where would you shop for either a large lead box or lead coffin?
Okay. Yeah.
The doctor brought up a great point of they used to deal with the radiation sickness with lead coffins, but they also haven't been used in a while. So I don't know if funeral homes just keep those in stock.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know about. Okay, so I don't know about that. I will say, if you want to think about things that gangs are really good at, I obviously go back to The Sopranos and concrete. So,
I actually did just have the idea of concrete. Coyote, we can just put them in concrete. We can find a place. We can just dip them in a tank of concrete. We could steal a concrete truck and we just dunk them in the tank.
Great.
We just push him in. It's like a Joker moment, except he's not coming back again.
I'm not opposed to this plan. I'm
also not opposed to this plan.
You'll just dump Echo in a playing card factory. It'll be great.
It'll be perfect. How could this possibly go wrong?
You two go ahead and handle that while I handle Sepulturero's radiation.
Great. All right. Okay. So we can actually
This is a long
it is
text,
long.
but yeah.
But listen, if Mr. Google says we can use it, it's great then, right?
I mean, I guess that makes sense in terms of, like working in a hospital or something. Like the buildings are made of concrete, so it effectively blocks things to an extent.
Coyote, I'm so serious about stealing a concrete check. I'm so
I am
serious.
not objecting to this. As a matter of fact,
I mean, listen, I've lost my partner today. Might as well lose my job completely. Let's go.
Funny enough, this
Nearby
won't be the first time that we've hijacked a concrete truck on this channel, as the
And
Glue Master may tell you.
nearby where we're at, there is actually EDC at De Mexico Plant 2, so they might actually have a
Yeah, funny
concrete
enough.
truck available.
So where you are heading, and I did not plan this, where you are heading today is this, which I believe is actually like a construction plant. Like, as you can see, it's in the middle of nothing. There's not much around. It's in the desert. It's in Juarez.
Okay.
Yeah, that big warehouse in the center, I think, has like construction equipment in it potentially. I mean, maybe it doesn't now, but we'll find out in a second.
Coyote, I think we should go steal a concrete truck.
I like this plan.
Great.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, you have hit the evening. Now is the time where you have to start making your border crossing.
Great.
Based on where you are, I think it's only going to take you like 2 hours to get over there.
Oh, that's not bad. All right.
Coyote, you get a text on your phone. It's in Spanish. And it basically just says, time to go.
I will text back en route.
Cool.
Great.
All right, let's make sure you potty before you go, and
All right.
let's go hunt ourselves an Echo and potentially his demon puppy.
Oh no. All right. Here we go, I guess.
Yeah, so you guys start to quietly make your way out of town. That was the 15th. Then I think at this point it's probably like a Thursday. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Might be a Saturday. Okay. Saturday night. There's not surprisingly that much traffic on the roads, as all the bars and restaurants are super, super busy, etc. Leah, you are, as you approach the crossing point, you are able to flash your badge, and someone just sort of nods in your direction, and you just pass on through. And they don't stop you, and they don't search your car, and they don't ask any questions, and you just head on through. It's like, have you ever approached like even like a border crossing in Canada? So there's like the main route, and then there's like the routes on the sides for like the cop cars and like the delivery trucks and stuff like that. You guys went up the side entrance, flashed your badge, kept going.
Woo! The entire time we go, my face just goes white.
Yeah.
And we continue on.
Single tear going down your face. Yeah. So as you guys are starting to pull into this particular area, so it's surrounded by, there's at least some highways and stuff, but the actual construction zone itself is pretty deserted. It's kind of quiet. When you arrive and finally get closer, you notice, well, actually, roll an alertness. Let's find out what's going on.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna mute myself while I blow my nose.
That would be a 12 for me. So.
I failed.
As did I.
Okay. So Coyote notices.
Yeah.
Okay. Leah, you're still torn up about everything that's happened today. You do notice that it's surprisingly quiet for what you expected would have been like literally a shootout, which is what you guys walked into the first time. You were seeing the aftermath of a shootout. Dr. Winters, you're still kind of freaked out about having to treat a drug dealer with very expensive medications for radiation treatment. So you're still kind of freaked out about the whole prospect of like, I hope to God I don't mess this up, and I hope to God I don't like get suddenly now I'm conscripted into a drug gang because I'm treating a drug dealer type situation.
Like you do.
Yeah. Coyote, as you're rolling up, I'm guessing you're probably in the passenger seat so that Leah could drive through that checkpoint.
Yes.
And it's not super far after the checkpoint, maybe like 30 minutes out from that. You notice that it is quiet. It's not too quiet. It seems like settled quiet. And the more that you look around, the more you start to see inside of that warehouse, all of the lights are blazing. And there are a bunch of, as you roll up to it, there are a bunch of big SUVs that are already parked outside. And it looks like whatever was going down seems to have potentially already gone.
Well, guess we're rolling into this hot. I guess cooperation is not the name of the game after all. So,
Right.
let's park, load up, and let's see what kind of mess we're walking into.
All right.
Lovely.
Then I will probably park a little further away from all the kerfuffle then, or what was the kerfuffle, just to kind of try and give us a little bit more cover and a decent escape route if we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, once you guys actually get out on foot, you see, obviously there's been some kind of, I mean, it looks like the dust is literally settled. There are casings all over the place. Leah, based on your experience, these were probably people walking in with silenced weapons.
Okay.
So there's not even a guarantee that any of the surrounding area would have heard everything that was going on. If they're not completely silenced, obviously, they still make noise, but this was a precision operation.
Oh.
Excellent. All right. I'm getting my armor and weapons. We'll get everything set up with my sights and targeting laser and everything, and I'm gonna start slowly making my way to the front door, see if I can spy through any of the lit up windows what's going on in there.
Before you even get close to the front door, you have 3 people yelling at you in Spanish, like, identify yourselves! Who are you? What's going on? And behind them, at first, in the kerfuffle, behind them emerges Dwayne Johnson. He says, stand down.
Great.
I'm glad you made it. Come on in.
Yeah, I thought we were doing this together.
Let me explain what's going on.
Right.
And he brings Coyote in. These 2 are your associates?
Yeah, that's them.
Great.
Hi.
So here's what we've got. We've basically taken out most of the compound. There were some complications, but I think we've dealt with pretty much everything. And Sepulturero comes out from behind him and says, we've got almost everything under control, except the one that we came for. Let me pull up that map again. You guys are standing in that big warehouse in the center.
Okay.
Down to the bottom right-hand corner is a half-buried building.
Okay.
Okay.
When we came in, we took out all of the goons that we could, and I think we've sent a message. And I'm ready to receive treatment from you, Doctor, whenever that makes sense and is convenient. We have left Echo. He's pinned down inside of the building that's half buried on the south side of the vector.
Well, that's convenient.
He's pinned down there. We have a couple of guys surrounding the building. I'm not risking any more of my men. So
No.
it's your turn. You come in. You figure this out, and either you'll deal with this in the next 45 minutes, or we'll blow the whole building up.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back in 30.
Y'all
See that
got a concrete truck somewhere? We take care of it real quick if we get a concrete truck.
Do they? That is an interesting question. I will say, yes, they do have a concrete truck on the property, but it is not full of anything right now.
Oh.
You would
okay.
have to. You have the potential to be able to fill it and to mix the concrete and to then pour it. You could drive it over there if you want to, but it will take longer than 45 minutes.
Oh, damn. We'll do it later then. Okay.
Yeah. Put them down first, then we'll burn
All
them
right,
later.
that's fine. But I was thinking that we just like go straight up, pour the concrete over the whole building, then he sure can't get out. But we can go kill him first. That's fine.
Sepulturero starts laughing. He says, I like the way this one thinks. That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
Charming.
Listen, I'm just trying to cut out the middleman here. And, by the middleman, I mean all the echoes that are also this guy. So, anyway.
If I had a guarantee that dumping concrete on him would ensure that he would never come back again, I would have done it already.
I love that for you. That's very smart.
Dr. Winters, I love that you... Yes. 1 hour, 16 minutes. Mark that too. Great.
All right, well, let's go hunting.
All right, let's go.
I'm making my way over to the buried building.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson is able to sort of walk you over there. And it is, especially for you, Dr. Winters, this is a little bit concerning. It is somewhat of a stealth operation. So you guys are like with guns walking, kind of crouched to get out there. As you arrive, there are a bunch of people outside already. There's still a lot of shouting back and forth on occasion. And Dwayne approaches the guy at the front door and in Spanish asks, give me a situation report. And then the guy starts talking in Spanish and he's like, wait. For our American friends. Of course. We have Echo downstairs. We have confirmed. At least one of him is there. He has 3 people with him. I think they're all on the drug. There might be a cache down there as well. I'm not sure. Okay. And we had a couple of guys go in earlier while we took care of the door and we closed it, barred it, made sure that no one can get out. I don't think that there's any exits down there, but we haven't heard from our people in a long time.
All right. Dwayne, do what you can to keep anybody from leaving. Bring any of those vehicles over and just keep the headlights on. Keep the outside of this place lit up just in case his little friend decides it wants to come out. We'll take it from here.
All right. You got 45 minutes. Good luck. And
Doc, you be all right?
I look at Dwayne and I'm like, just so you know, if anything happens to me, I'm the only one who can help your boss. So
that is valid.
Can you send anyone with us to help?
Or Doc, maybe you want to wait up here.
You can also just start treating him too.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Are you certain?
I mean, listen, if we're gonna die, we're gonna die. So I'd rather you make good on our
that man treatment.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take care of him. You two take care of that lovely situation you've got there.
Okay. I'm gonna take one of my earpieces from my radio and hand it to the doc and say, "This is tuned in to my radio. If anything happens out here, you can communicate with me through there.
Fantastic. Can you keep this line open?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any military around here that should be on the band this time of night, so should be just us.
Excellent.
All right.
Split the
Leah?
party. That can't possibly go wrong.
Ready to go? Ready to go hunting?
Let's go, I guess.
Do it for Helen.
Oh, Helen. All right. Yeah, we'll do it for Helen.
Stop being mean to her. I can hear you.
Listen, Helen's not dead. I just miss her already. Anyway, I do deserve
All
this.
right. The people at the door throw open the door and let you two start going down a stairwell. And then they basically say good luck and shut the door. And Dr. Winters is on the opposite side.
All right.
All right.
Once they close the door, do we hear anything?
Yes, you can still hear shouting underneath you. Roll a Spanish check for me, Coyote. I know you can understand basic stuff, but this is a little bit more complicated.
That would be a 38.
Okay, so that's a success.
That's a success, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so what you are hearing is not just Spanish, it's a mix of Spanish and Latin. It almost sounds like someone's going through like a church ritual, like a Catholic ritual. But you're not quite familiar with what's going on. Do you have I thought you had a cult too. I'm not sure.
Oh no.
I do not have a cult.
Okay. Yeah, so at the very least, in terms of the Spanish that you can hear, there's definitely like some familiar stuff like God have mercy on our souls and things like that. And it's multiple voices. It's not just one person. This is many people yelling in Spanish, but then over all of that, or amidst all of that, there is some weird Latin being thrown around as well.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm gonna see if we can't sneak our way down the stairs.
Great.
Okay, why don't you two roll me a stealth roll and see how you do.
Be stealthy. So stealthy. Oh, goody. This is going to be great.
62.
Okay,
That
is that a
is-
success for you? Sorry.
That's for me.
Okay.
It is a 19, which is a fail.
Wow, how bad is your stealth?
Ooh.
10.
Oh.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There it is. Okay. So yeah, Coyote, you're not unfamiliar with what this is. Oh, okay, you're right. So you're able to make it down the stairs. Leah is doing her best to follow your every move. She's used to breaching buildings where you like knock a couple times, say this is the FBI, and then you kick the door open and go and get your person and you're done. It's not so far down that you are, super concerned about stuff. But the further you get down, the harder it is to sort of traverse. It starts as like just concrete stairs. And then the further you get in, there's more like dirt and sand pretty much everywhere. And eventually the floor ends up being like solid dirt, sand type situation. And as you are going down, Leah, at one point, you kind of catch your foot on a unexpected dune. And you sort of trip, and you don't like make a ton of noise, but you do like catch yourself loudly on the wall.
Yeah.
And the speaking stops. Dr. Winters, in the meantime, while you are upstairs talking to Dwayne, who is taking you back towards Sepulturero, two unexpected vehicles start to pull up around the building where you just were. Not the building that Coyote and Leah are in, but the big warehouse. Mm-hmm. And you hear kerfuffle in Spanish and all kinds of screaming going on, and then gunfire.
Great. What's the worst that could happen? I am basically going to hide myself
Okay.
wherever I can.
So right now you are basically like following behind Dwayne Johnson. You probably, when they would stack people up, this would be kind of fun. You would like put your hand on his shoulder to
Mhm.
like, you know, how people would stack up along a doorway. He immediately brings out his weapon. He just has a handgun right now because he left his bigger stuff in there. He thought all this was taken care of.
Mhm.
And he basically turns around and says, "Stay behind me. I got this."
Right.
And you two post up behind one of the vehicles. In the parking lot, you see there are 6 or 7 other Spanish-speaking people that are running around. Dwayne is trying to take shots at them, but he's not quite catching any of them. And there's still fire coming out of the big warehouse from the doorway that you guys had previously gone through. Would you like to take any actions other than hiding behind Dwayne Johnson?
I'm just going to ask him, what are they saying?
Ooh. They say they came here for the drugs, and they're trying to liberate their leader. It sounds like they're probably all high out of their minds. Otherwise, they wouldn't come attack a giant compound of a bunch of drug kingpins, but just stay there.
All right. Let's just stay right here. I don't know if they've noticed, like, they're not paying attention to us yet, so just stay where we are. I am
Okay.
armed, just so you know.
Ooh. Good to know, Doctor. Hopefully you won't have to use it.
Same.
So you guys are basically hiding behind the backside of the Escalade, waiting to see what happens with all of this. And we'll get back to that in a minute. All right. Coyote, Leah, you were probably hearing over the comms as well after you've just caught yourself on the wall that Dr. Winters has now entered a firefight, which is very exciting.
Nightmare,
Well.
nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
Good news and bad news, Leah.
Yeah.
Apparently, we got more uninvited guests upstairs, and Doc might be in trouble. So we
Great.
should make this quick.
I love this so very much. Okay, let's get this over with then. Why did the noise?
From down in the corridor, you hear a voice heavily accented in Spanish. If there are guests available, you should have yourself come down and let us engage in a conversation.
Conversation it is. I'm going to take out one of my flashbangs and yeet it down there.
Ooh,
Perfect.
Okay. What is the radius on that? I think you still have to roll it. But
It's base range 20 meters.
okay. A talking point. Okay. And it would definitely go off. And what is the effect that it does then? I'm trying to look at it.
Just says negative 40% to the victim.
Okay. So I will assume that it will probably blind people.
Yeah.
So whoever's down there is now I say would take a negative 40 to whatever they're doing if it involves sight.
Great.
Okay. And then, while they're a little stunned, I'm gonna, I guess finish getting down there and see if I spot anyone that looks like a threat and take a shot at them.
Great.
Okay. Yeah, so you finish your way down the stairs into it's an interesting chamber. It looks like it was probably at one point used as like a silo, like maybe not a grain silo, but like a some kind of storage for, I don't know, you could say sand, concrete dust, any number of industrial materials is basically what's opened up into this room. So it is a large sort of almost cylindrical on the sides, but has like a flat roof at the top. And what you see is not what you were expecting necessarily. There are 4 people here. One of them in the middle, clearly he's wearing slightly better clothes than the other 3, but you would almost more identify him as he just has this off look about him, and his nose is dripping blood, and he's, even though you just threw a flashbang down here, it's not like it didn't affect him. It seems like we don't need eyes to see kind of situation.
Oh,
Um,
boy.
And there are, the more you look around the room, you see circles drawn in the sand, patterns, the burnt stubs of candles, a big stain in the center of the room. And the other three people who are with this person are much more reactive to what you've been doing. This guy is basically standing dead center, not necessarily on the stain, but behind it a bit. And he seems relatively calm. The other three are kind of freaking out. They're holding their faces. They can't see anything. They're shouting in Spanish, "Oh, my eyes. It's the end for me. This isn't, I don't deserve this." A lot of shouting.
Okay. Are any of them armed?
You can't necessarily tell right now, but it looks like probably.
All right.
They've got their hands on their faces, but like,
Yeah, that's what
they look like drug dealers. They probably all have something on them.
All right. Let's do a short burst fire at the closest one.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Okay, so there are 4 people. The guy who's standing upright, sort of in the center.
Mhm.
There will be 2 to his right. I'm gonna draw this. A, and then X, X, X. 2 to his right, 1 to his left.
Okay.
The closest one to you is probably the one on the right, furthest on the right.
All right. So fire off a short burst. That's 3 shots at him.
Bap, bap, bap.
So pull my firearms.
All right, and it's funny because I think I technically have to oppose you with this, but I also have like a -40, so I don't even know if it's roll and see if you succeed, and then if it works, then you get to roll your damage, and we'll see if these people are alive.
That is a 4, so I would think that's a success.
Woo!
Yes. Okay, so now roll your damage for that weapon.
Okay.
He has
12.
way more health.
Is it for each bullet or just for the burst as a whole?
I think just for the burst as a whole.
Okay, so that'd be 5.
Okay. You take him down. Oh, yes. Great. Yeah, you hit him probably like center mass. He keels over. He's not dead, but he's like super in a lot of pain. And you're kind of surprised that like a bunch of people that were going to be like helping a drug dealer wouldn't necessarily have like, vests or something to protect themselves. But all of these people, both you and Leah at this point are I'm sure aware. They all look like they're experiencing radiation sickness. They all clearly have been doing a lot of drugs.
Yay!
Leah, is there anything that you want to do?
I will take a step out of a Coyote's book, and I'd like to go for basically the opposite person that Coyote just took out. I would like to shoot them with my handgun.
Okay, so the person all the way to the left?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then
We might go a little over tonight, friends, just because of the combat, but we're in it. This is the end, so we'll get there.
All right, that is a 50 for a success.
Great, roll your damage.
And then that is going to be 9 damage coming at him.
Wow! Woohoo! You hit some vitals.
I have a lot of anger to take out today. Come on.
Yeah. But especially because you half fell down the stairs, so you're like, today is not going well for you.
No.
And you're just like, no, never mind. Bah, 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 bah.
Bap, bap.
And you walk your gun up this person's center, so you hit them like 3 times right in the center mass. They are really, really messed up. like if they don't receive medical treatment soon, they're probably going to be dead.
Okay, cool.
Pausing that for a moment. Dr. Winters, so you are still behind Dwayne. What you see now is there are 6 people that are, let's see, 50-50 whether or not they see you. There are 6 people who have emerged from one vehicle and then another vehicle. Almost everyone at this point has been taken out. It's kind of brutal. We might roll for that in a bit anyway. They do not notice you yet. They rolled a 98, so they suck at this. They are so concerned with the people that are inside of the warehouse who are actively firing at them that they don't really care that you're there. I don't want to do like a human intelligence or something. I would like for you to like actively continue hiding, basically. So I'm not sure if that would be like a search roll for you, or like these people are now starting to fan out. If you want to continue to not be seen, you need to make sure that you find the most effective place to hide.
What would that be?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Human intelligence? Find a spot that they wouldn't notice?
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow it.
And I did not.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Rev Tommy, if you're still around and we can get a help count, that would be awesome.
Help count won't help me.
I know, it's not helping you now, but I'm just saying, just.
I rolled a 96.
Woohoo.
Okay. Yeah, you are so freaked out about what's going on right now. And you are basically using Dwayne Johnson as a human shield. He's a very large human shield, so it's not such a bad idea. And he does have a vest on, you can tell based on the way his clothes are all bulked out. But yeah, at first you think that you could sneak under the car, but the car's carriage is too low. And then you think maybe you could get in the car, and the car is locked, and you're just like, everything that you're trying is just not working. Would you like to take any further actions?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
I'm good by this car.
Fair enough. All right, we rejoin Leah and Coyote. Okay, you've hit 2 of the 3 goons. And then El Echo is still standing in the middle. Speaking of, now I should probably, since you guys got a surprise round on them, now I should probably get an official round counter. That goes by your dexterity.
Great.
So whatever your just base dex score is, not the times 5.
Great.
So that'd be 14.
14
Okay.
for me too.
Cool. Okay, you guys are both at 14.
I'm not there, but I'm 14 too.
Hey.
Yay, good for you. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong guy. That one. Oh, great. Okay. Awesome. You guys get to go before him.
Yay.
And oh yeah, and they're even worse. Great. Okay. So you 2 can go first, and then it will be Echo, and then it will be whatever goons can take actions.
Great.
So I don't remember how you change it up based on the dex score, but pick who goes first, and I'll just make that the order.
I'll
Go
go first.
Coyote, go.
Okay.
Coyote first.
Go Coyote, go.
Yeah. Since the one guy on the right's down, and Leah shot the guy on the left, so then I'm gonna shoot the second guy on the right. Do another short burst because I get to use lethality on that one.
Ooh. Okay, I'm trying to remember specifically the lethality rules, but it's basically like if
I
you
have it pulled up.
succeed,
So
yeah.
if I succeed, then they immediately die. If it fails, then I roll the damage dice and add them together as if they were individual.
Okay.
And apply that as the HP damage.
Nice.
So let's see if I can get below a 10% for lethality.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Ah.
But adding the 2 dice together, that's still 23 damage.
Dang. Okay. Woo. Yeah. So at this point, you are just spraying into the area. I mean, you're aiming at a particular target.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have that much hit points anyway. So, yeah, you immediately eliminate that guy. He's out. And he just collapses onto the ground, kind of a puddle of goo. Leah, it's your turn.
Great. So the only one remaining is our creepy Echo then.
So you kind of took out the guy on the left. He's not dead yet, but he's very injured.
Okay.
Coyote took the first one out on the right. He's
Great.
still kind of up, but hasn't gone yet.
Okay. I think I will. The one that I got, I feel like he's gonna bleed out probably.
Probably.
So I'm just gonna leave him. I think I want to go for the one. I'll finish off the one that Coyote hit first.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my same gun.
Okay. And you do have helps if you need them.
That's a fail. That's a fail. It's a 92.
Ooh, yeah. No.
Ouchie.
Yeah, you try to fire, and because you've had to re-aim, you hit that guy like bam, 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 and then you have to turn and re-aim. Your aim is just slightly off, so it goes into the edge of the room.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing bad happens about that. Thank goodness. It's not like it's made of. I had considered something else where things would ricochet, and thankfully that didn't happen.
Ah!
Yay. Okay, next is Echo himself, and what's he gonna do? Oh. Well, he has an SMG.
Oh no.
Try that. Yeah, he had that he's had that slung behind him, so you couldn't necessarily tell what it was.
Oh, goody.
Does he want to do that? I mean, especially if somebody's firing at him. Okay. Yes. We're going to try that. But he's still affected by the shots, so we'll see what happens. Oh, no. He pulls out his SMG and he says, "If you just listen to reason," and then he starts to spray the gun. It's way over your heads because he can't see anything. So he's missed, but he is spraying weapons at you right across the top. So that doesn't work. That guy's still up. So let's try the thug. Okay, thug has... Yeah, let's do that. The thug can't really see. What he does have on him is a baseball bat. So he tries to run forward and attempts to attack Leah.
Great.
I think this is versus. So this would be... Is this melee versus melee? I'm trying to remember exactly how this goes. Basically, each character rolls, and then if one person succeeds and the other person fails, then you win. Or then it's based on, did you succeed? How far under your result did you succeed? Okay. So we can try this and see what happens. I've been rolling shit for these guys too. So, okay.
This is a melee, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh God, that's an 80.
Okay. He did succeed.
Okay.
In his. Now he's still taking a negative, so instead of rolling what I was going to roll, I'll roll something else instead. He is able to hit you for 3 points of damage.
Damn. All right.
So he wildly, I mean, he's bleeding all over the place too, because you guys did nail him.
Yeah.
He wildly starts to swing the bat, and he is able to connect basically like your shoulder. Okay. So you're able to kind of dodge out of the way and get your arm up, but he does hit you for 3 points of damage. Like, he's probably really messed up your shoulder.
Yeah, oofa. Okay, great.
Okay. Now we go back to Dr. Winters and the situation in progress. All right, they're going to try to find you again. So let me see what they don't have great alertness. Oh, no, that's a 100. They totally no idea what's going on. That was excellent. Yeah, so they're still not able to find you. And let's see, out of the 6 people, 3 of them have now been shot in some regard. So they are all also ducking behind things and starting to fall over. Dwayne Johnson has come up and taken a shot at least once. But in the chaos, so far, they haven't noticed you. Are there any actions you would like to do?
I'm going to check on Dwayne, make sure he is not critically injured.
Okay. That's very kind of you.
I'm
Yeah,
a doctor.
roll your doctor's skill.
What would that be?
Um,
Situation.
this would probably be more like I was gonna say like triage, but that's not right.
First aid.
First aid. Yep, that's it.
57 out of 80.
Yay! He was grazed along his shoulder that was exposed. The vest is protecting him. He seemingly, you kind of turn him around for a second in a very dramatic way. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Your arm." I'm like, "Oh, shit." And he like kind of, he's not feeling it because of the adrenaline. But in the situation with first aid, you are able to stop the bleeding. And you can tell it's not going to be super serious, but you do have that like super glue stuff in your bag. You're probably going to have to glue it shut afterwards.
Gotcha. That's easy.
Great.
Okay. I would probably be listening in on them, but trying to not interrupt.
Okay.
Because I can hear that they're going through stuff right now.
Yes. Okay. You guys are back to the top of your initiative order, Coyote and Leah. So, Coyote, what do you want to do? So at this point, one guy on the left is basically bleeding out. Guy on the right one guy is dead. The other guy is attacking Leah with a baseball bat. Wildly. He can't see, but he's waving.
All right, I'm not as concerned about him as the man waving an SMG spraying at it. So let's. Can I do a called shot? The arm that's the shoulder that's holding the SMG.
Yes. So I think the way that works is if you succeed this round, then you can definitely shoot. And then I think the next round is you get like an aimed shot, and basically I think that's how that works. I'm trying to remember all of these details. You probably have the details up right in front of you, so you go ahead.
Okay. Let me just.
Yes, you can perform a called shot, especially considering what this guy is doing. But I'm trying to remember specifically the mechanics of it.
More difficult than a standard shot, so there's a penalty for it. Partially covered is minus 20%. If it's partially covered, mostly covered, which is all but a limb or a head, is minus 40%. So would his shoulder be partially or mostly?
I would say partially, especially because you're firing into combat. So there's other things. Okay. He's got his gun going around. You have to time it in just the right way. So you've got help.
Use the help.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if I can get below a 60 for this.
Whee!
That is a. What are you? You want this? Nope, missed it by 1.
Oh, that's upsetty spaghetti. Oh no.
Yeah, you get real close. You graze him in the shoulder. Now he kind of has a vector of where to aim at, which is nice for him.
I'm gonna yell, "Put it down! Don't make me have to hurt you."
Okay, Leah, you are still wrestling with a guy with a baseball bat.
Great.
You still have your weapon. So last time he just attacked you. You can fire at him. You could try to melee against him. Whatever you choose to do.
I mean, if he's really up close and personal with me, I'm just gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
So, same dealio as before. Oh my god! That's an 87, which is a failure.
Dang.
Oh.
Yeah, so you are able to bring your gun back up. He's not even trying to control it. But in the kerfuffle and your injury in your shoulder, you're just not able to aim it. Even though he's right there, like you're just not able to get it where it needs to go to fire at him. So it goes close, but it doesn't actually hit him.
Woof.
That might be fun. Okay, we're gonna try that. Echo's going to try to shoot again.
Great.
He still can't see. No, he fails. He gets much, much closer to trying to shoot at Coyote this time, but it does not work. He says, "Nothing in this world is reasonable. It's only a matter of time before the hound comes."
Oh boy. That's not.
What do you mean it's a matter of time before the hound comes?
And then let's see what happens with guy with baseball bat. Let's see if guy with baseball bat does anything else. He cannot see, but he's in touch range, so we're just gonna go for it. He is able to try to hit you again. Whoops. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Wrong thing. And he does 1 additional point of damage. In the kerfuffle of you guys flying around, he's able to bring the bat back around and hit you again. Probably more like a rib shot at this point, because you've got your hands up with the gun.
Yeah. Okay.
So, not cracking any ribs, but definitely like you're gonna have some nasty bruises tomorrow.
Woo!
It's gonna be awful. Dr. Winters. You have somewhat taken care of Dwayne Johnson in his graze, and let's see if there's anything else that happens of the people that were shot before. One guy goes completely down. Finally, so now there's only 5 people that are still shooting outside. Some of the rest have already been dispatched. There's still a lot of yelling and whatnot. You see from the doorway that you had initially come into, Sepulturero himself has now walked forward with a very terrifying looking weapon. It's big. It's not like Gatling gun style mounted, but like this is probably a huge sniper rifle that he is just walking out with to shoot people with.
Of course he is.
He's got nothing to lose. Is there anything that you would like to do?
No. No. I'll be right here. I am in over my head. I could try shooting someone. It's not gonna go well.
Let's see if he succeeds in shooting anybody. I am just curious. We'll give him, because he's got stats too. Yay. What is his? Okay, we'll give him that. 50%. We'll find out. He misses. There is a catastrophic, like a kind of noise, and a huge piece of the car close to you, like a chunk of the bumper, just goes flying out. But the guys are still there, and Dwayne Johnson just turns to you. He's already been kind of turned to you, and he's like, "Get down," and you guys just hit the ground. I think he knows when his boss goes crazy.
Out of character. Oh no, I'm gonna stand up right now. No, I'm not.
No. Okay. Back to the top of the order with Coyote and Leah.
All right. Enough trying to be subtle about this. Going back to short burst mode. And we're going to try to lethality this guy.
Okay.
Let's use another help because I've got them.
Yay!
You do indeed.
Still not enough for lethality, but that would make it a 36 for damage.
Jeez, wow.
Short
Okay,
burst
how is that not? Yeah, how is that not lethality then? Because you're just
because the lethality is only 10%.
Yeah. Yeah. You fire at him. And he falls back, pretty much dead.
Yay.
All right.
Don't trust
Leah,
it. Yay.
what do you want to do?
I would like to use 2 of my helps. And I
Yes.
want to shoot this guy.
You want to shoot the guy that is still the drug user that is still attacking you.
Bapping me. That is a success, finally.
Yay! Okay.
Yay.
Roll your damage.
And then that is going to be 5 damage going at him.
Okay. Much like the previous person you had dispatched, you clip him like in the side of the neck, and he finally, it's a matter of time at this point.
Cool.
Yeah, and he collapses backwards. The room is somewhat quiet now that all of the gunfire has stopped. You probably have some ringing in your ears because you were in an enclosed space throughout the process of this. Let's see.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then from the shadows,
No.
Oh boy.
another echo shows up.
What?
What?
Who are you? Excuse me,
unarmed.
this is a closed party.
He's unarmed.
Okay.
And he says to you, it's inevitable. I've made a deal with the Hound, and I will come back as long as I am here.
Why would you do that?
Because it gives me great power. This is the
Okay,
addiction.
But
This
why
is
would you want that?
It's
that's
the ultimate
dumb.
addiction. I can't die. Isn't
What?
that interesting?
Aren't you tired? I'm exhausted. I've had a very long day and I can't listen, my guy, my dude, my home skillet. Why on earth would you do that?
Well, right, he's Spanish. Because I am invincible. There's nothing that anybody can do to stop me. Except
They're still gonna make you pay taxes eventually.
I'd like to see them try. And now I will do my best to let you two enjoy my guest. And the room itself doesn't really seem to change, but you feel that kind of pressure change that you had before when you guys were in the interrogation room. This room has plenty of light in it, Coyote. Like, you have your flashlights and whatnot. It's there's the stubs of candles are burnt down, but it's not like it's dark in here. But the new version of Echo has an object he pulls out of his pocket, and it is a Rubik's Cube. And he throws it into the center of the room. And from that cube, that intense amalgamation of angles starts to emerge this fog and smoke as the creature you have become very aware of starts to manifest itself in the room with the two of you, two slightly dead people, two actually dead people, and a new not dead guy. Dr. Winters. Let's see if Sepulturero gets another. We'll find out in a second. Yes. Okay. He's able to take out one of the other goons. And by take out, I mean explode. So at this point, I would like for you to make a sanity roll to see if this would be against like helplessness, basically. You are pinned down in a firefight. You don't know what to do. And you are now watching, especially as a person who took a Hippocratic oath. Like, these people are exploding around you.
I'm good with it.
Okay. Great.
I've seen worse.
I love it. Love that for you. Yeah, so while you guys are pinned down on the ground, Sepulturero still kind of dealing with like nosebleeds and stuff, and his hair is kind of all clumped and gross and everything. He definitely doesn't look the guy that you might have seen on any wanted posters. He fires his really nice sniper rifle and just explodes the top half of someone's entire torso. There any actions you want to take?
Nope.
Okay.
I am doing what my skill set dictates to do.
Just hide and repair people.
Exactly.
Just wait. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go help that. Nope, nothing left. All right, I'll be right here.
Never mind. Okay. Coyote, Leah, before you now is emerging clearly another hound. And seemingly Echo has some kind of control of it, or at the very least knew how to summon it. I mean, you are literally standing probably in the middle of a summoning circle.
Great.
That's cool.
Well, can I shoot that QB thing?
There you go. Okay.
Sure, yeah, if you want to. It
Yeah.
doesn't have any defenses.
Let's give it a shot. Just see if it works.
I love that for you.
That would be a success with
Okay.
a 32. So just doing a single shot. That would be 11 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you shoot it and it explodes into a bunch of different shards, which also have angles. And all of the shards continue to smoke on their own in separate places.
I was kind of hoping that got rid of that thing.
Yeah, I was.
It was a good try. Good try.
Okay.
Leah, do you want to do anything?
I will. I'm going to tell you what I was going to do if Coyote didn't do that, which is fine. Is I was going to go find something to put over top of the cube to try to contain it, but I don't think that would have worked anyway. So that's fine.
You can keep talking to Echo if you want to.
Yeah,
You guys are
I
having a
actually
great
would
conversation.
Like to keep just yelling at him a little bit and be like, "All right, so like you decide that how do you why all right, now we're just gonna walk away from the why here. So you got a big old hound here you made a deal with. So do you like summon it? Do you have all encompassing control over it? Because clearly you have so much power right now, or what?
As long as I feed the hound, it will do what I want it to.
Well, what does the hound eat? Your bad intentions and bad decisions?
I think you've already been made aware of it. I think that you remember user friendly.
So your bad choices, great. Okay. So what happens if you don't feed it?
Then it will come for its master.
Oh, great, cool. So so we have some bodies in here. So we just have to survive. I don't know, but I don't think I could shoot the hound. Can I try? I'm gonna try to shoot the hound. I'm gonna try to shoot it.
Okay. It hasn't completely manifest yet.
Oh, it hasn't. Okay.
Yeah, it's still in bits of smoke all over the place. In the next round, it'll probably completely manifest.
Okay. There's something about the shards. I don't have a broom to put them out of somewhere, and I don't have any concrete to bury it. What else is in the room? Is it just like an empty room? There's a summoning circle. There's dead bodies.
Hang on. Where's your stats? My friend taught me how to do this thing. So most of the time during these games in Delta Green, you don't necessarily use all of the skills that you have in the general statistics. Strength and constitution and dexterity, sometimes those things come up.
Okay.
I would like for you to roll a general intelligence roll.
Great.
To see if you can kind of peer behind the curtain as to some of what's going on.
What is it? 29 for success.
Yay! All right. This creature that he is summoning, you've seen it take out the guy in the
Yeah.
user friendly in the
Yeah.
thing. It probably is somewhat associated with the drugs.
Okay.
So there is a possibility that you could just feed the hound someone else, like this guy.
Great. Can I just go and grab him and get ready to throw him in the hound?
You can try.
Great. I want to do that.
Okay. You want to attack El Echo, who is
Yeah.
now okay.
And if possible, I don't know if I would have any like rope or anything or like zip ties or something on my person.
Ooh, that is an interesting question. As an FBI agent, your standard, you would at least have a my friend literally has like monogrammed handcuffs.
Oh, that's incredible.
So if you I will give you that you as an FBI agent have handcuffs. If you can
Great.
disable him in some way and get him handcuffed, you could potentially just shove him into the hound.
I love that. What kind of would that be in athletics? Would that be just a clean strength? What would you like?
If you are going up against this guy, it would probably be hand to hand.
Okay.
Or you still have your weapon out. You can
Yes, I
potentially
do.
try to just shoot him.
Okay. Yeah. I would like to. I think I want to try to shoot him first again, and I'm gonna use my remaining helps,
Okay.
which is just one, I think. So
Yeah, I think you only have one left. Yep, you have
Great.
one left.
great. Okay. And that is a one help is 5, right?
Yes, minus
Great.
5.
That's a success.
Yay!
It was very close, but that was a success. And then there's gonna be 9 damage coming at him.
Okay. Dang. All right. Yeah. Where do you think that you wanted to hit him? Because I'll let you describe how you've shot him. He's partially incapacitated.
I want to shoot him in probably like if I can aim for like something that's gonna make him like crumple torso wise, so that he'll clutch at it, so that I can like prep to go and get his hands at least and
Okay.
like try to contain him.
Oh yeah, you could shoot him like mid-body. So like you hit him in the stomach and he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
He's still alive and very much like awake.
That's fine.
And he thinks you're going to kill him. And he's like, it doesn't matter. You can kill me. There will be another that will take my place. And he's like spitting blood out as he's
Great.
laughing.
And then I just kind of look at him and I'm like, I think you've made the poorest decisions of anyone that I've ever met. Good job. And then that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Dr. Winters, let's see how this continues to go. You guys are still just kind of laying on the ground while Separate Thorero is just taking pot shots with a sniper rifle. Yeah. He takes out another person. Just more explosion. Now let's see. We have like 2 people left. That at least, okay, so one guy got shot. Yeah, there were 6. One guy got shot. Now 2 people have exploded. So there's 3 people. I'm gonna see if one guy is gonna try to duck around your car. Do you want to try to hide again?
No.
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
gonna have my gun ready if someone comes around the car.
Okay. How exciting. All right, let's see what this guy's dodge skill is. We have alertness, drive, firearms, unarmed. I'll use his dexterity. So that's 50%. Let's see what he can do. No. He tries to go around your car and there's somebody else shooting. So he ends up backed up against another vehicle. He's very close to you, but he hasn't made it over to you just yet. But you have your gun drawn and you are ready to shoot as necessary. Super cool. I like that face. Is there anything else you want to do?
Nope, I'm just gonna have my gun out. I'm just ready, and I'm listening to what's going on down there. And
Yes.
just like nothing I can do right now.
Yeah, that's got to be intense too.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. You don't have to react to that just yet. We'll find out. Depends on how everybody else does. Okay, we are back to the top of the order in the underground bunker. Coyote, what are you doing?
So Puppy hasn't manifested yet?
It is about to. It is the smoke is now coalescing over one of the largest shards of the Rubik's Cube and is becoming a thing.
Okay. And Echo's still alive, just
Ish.
bleeding.
Yep.
There
were 2 other kind of alive people in here, so
yeah, they're not really doing a whole lot for me to concern myself with.
true.
Can I walk over to Echo and hit him with the butt of the rifle there?
Yeah, I guess that would be a would that be a melee? Yeah, melee.
Okay. Melee
He's already somewhat incapacitated with Leah, so yeah.
Is a success with
Okay.
a 24. So I just want to kind of
Knock him out so he stops talking.
Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't decide he wants to kind of go at Leah for shooting him.
Yeah.
And then we're like, what's your plan there, boss?
Oh, well, so I think if we feed him to the dog, then maybe we stop it all.
I like this plan. He's all yours.
Great!
Yeah, Leah, it is now officially your turn. The current El Echo is alive. So another one has not manifest. And he is completely incapacitated. He's been knocked out. He was about to say something clever, and then Coyote just knocked him out.
Great. I love that. What I would like to do is I would like to handcuff him with his hands behind his back for ease of movement, so I can pick him up and toss him into the hound whenever the hound's ready.
Okay. I guess that's kind of a withheld action, but I mean, basically right after you is when the hound is has manifest is the best way to describe it. It is a horrific amalgamation of not just a dog, but it could be anything. It could be a mountain lion. It's also any quadrupedal animal you've ever seen. Sometimes its mouth looks like a dog's mouth. Sometimes it looks like a shark's mouth. Sometimes it looks like a really wrong horse. Never used that to describe things before, but bad horse.
I'm a really wrong horse. Woof.
2 hours and 12 minutes in, really wrong horse. Please mark that down.
Wrong horse. Great.
Yeah, so it has been summoned and starting to coalesce as much as it does. It's changing shape constantly. I need both of you to roll a sanity roll against finding something, the unnatural, seeing the unnatural in front of you, to make sure that you can continue to be functional.
That is a fail.
Oop.
I succeeded.
Yay! All right, Coyote, you are going to take 3 points of sanity damage.
Ouch.
Okay.
Of everything that you've ever seen in the unknown. And you've seen this thing before. Unintentionally, it's starting to basically give you flashbacks of just terrible things that have happened to you in the past. And you definitively recall watching that guy in the interrogation room get ripped to shreds by this thing. You know what it's capable of. Leah, you've had the worst day in your life, and you are just not dealing with this.
I'm just over it.
Yep.
I'm so over it.
So you are able to, you're certainly able to withstand the hound itself. Can you give me just a quick strength check to see if you can just drag him over there and serve him up on a dinner plate?
Yeah. Oh no, I feel like strength was my worst one. Well, okay. How many healths do I have? I would like to use all of them that I have.
You have 1 left.
Okay, great. All right.
This is just kind of to see how far you can get him.
Okay, so that's a 51.
Okay. So, okay. So you are able to drag him a little ways.
Okay.
But because your shoulder had previously been injured, you only get him about 5 or 6 feet, and then your shoulder just gives out,
Okay.
and you
That's
can't
fair.
take him any further. Is there any way you want to get the hound's attention? The hound is currently sniffing the other 2 half-dead people,
I
or
love
as
that.
sniffing as it does when it has a face.
Yeah. What I would like to do, I have a combat knife on me.
Yes.
I remove one of actually I'd like to remove 2 of his fingers. And I would like to toss one of the fingers at the hound. I'm going to keep the other one so we have proof for Handler's silence that he's dead.
Well, okay.
You've been hanging around Coyote too long.
I've been working with a drug cartel.
This is what we lovingly call in this business some Delta Green shit. That is absolutely the kind of thing that happens during these sort of encounters.
Great.
Yeah, you are able to. Yeah, that's you don't even have to roll for that because he's still incapacitated. His
I
hands are behind him.
Want to toss the
Takes-
middle finger at the hound? Actually,
Great. Yeah, the second you start cutting off his fingers, obviously, he starts screaming.
Okay.
I mean, prior to this, he was kind of laughing and he thought this was sort of a joke. And now he's fully realizing what you're trying to do.
Great.
And you just throwing a finger at this creature while he is screaming bloody murder, while the other 2 things are practically corpses at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gets the hound's attention. You see its multiple faces turn straight towards you. Yeah, just the
Hello.
kind of thing.
I want to
The
whistle and
attention
be
of a
like,
predator.
yeah, and be like, here, puppy, look, I got you a nice treat. And then I would like to skirt away as fast as I can. It's for you.
Dr. Winters, yeah, you are hearing all of this over comm. What's the reaction to what's going on right now? Like,
Can
just
you
picture
two
this-
hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, what's up? What's happening, Dr. Winters? You having a good time? I'm having a great time.
You focus on you. I'm going to focus on me. What did he summon it with?
A Rubik's Cube.
Get
Like,
it.
I mean, it's in pieces. Coyote shot it.
Never mind.
Okay. I got his finger, though.
Repeat that.
I have his finger, so we can give it to Handler's Island to prove he's dead.
Oh, I thought you had Coyote's finger. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
no, I don't have Coyote's finger. I have Echo's finger. I'm sorry. Coyote,
Sorry,
do you have
people
all
are
your
shooting at
fingers?
me up here. I'm a
Coyote
little
has all his
distracted.
fingers.
Yep, all my fingers intact.
Okay, that's good. All right. Have fun. Be safe, Doc.
Thanks.
We're getting margs after this.
Margaritas for everybody at that damn bar.
Great.
That's like $15.
yeah, I don't know.
Margaritas are the new shawarma.
Yes. Yeah, because you guys are the Avengers.
Yeah.
Cutting fingers off of the bad guy and throwing them at a demon. Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
We're
I'm
during a
Dr. Banner,
firefight. Yep.
Yeah.
and I can't turn into the Hulk.
I know.
Nope.
It's okay.
Ooh. I remember being a really wrong horse.
Yes. Love this.
Sorry.
This is good. Okay, yeah, you are Leah, you are able to toss the finger at the hound. The predator looks straight at you guys. Dr. Winters, you hear all of that over the comms. Sepral Torero takes out another person, and let's do that one more time just to see. Does this poor guy try to get over to where you are? Yes, he does. He makes it around the side of the car. You have a you've kind of had a held action if somebody came around the car. Do you want to try to shoot at him?
I do.
Yeah, go for it.
Focusing non-lethally, and I don't know how to do that. But
I guess that's technically a called shot, so you're basically aiming. It's slightly more difficult. I think you what was it, Coyote? You take a minus 20% to
Yes, minus 20
hit?
for
Yeah.
for most of the body.
Instead of shooting,
Okay.
I want my gun right at his head.
Oh, okay. I will call this an do you have like some sort of intimidate? You do have human intelligence. So
Yeah,
you could use that. Yeah. Roll your human intelligence to kind of scare him.
I got a 15.
Ooh, yeah. This guy comes around the bend while Dwayne is still kind of covering you. And as he comes around, he's sort of scrambling and he kind of falls to the ground, but then gets back up and looks up right into the barrel of your gun.
Why are you here?
We're here to get Echo.
Get your friends and leave. You are in over your head.
See. And he kind of backs up and just books it. And he runs to the other vehicles that are nearby. And I'm just curious. Yay! And he's able to start the car and makes it out. You saved one guy.
I did my job!
Yeah, and Sepulturero is like shouting, like, god damn it, I missed that guy. I can't believe I missed him. I'm so mad they left.
I have feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, as he's like kind of shaking his fist, he starts to cough up blood. So then he's like, Dwayne, bring me that doctor. But now the firing outside has ceased. Yay. Leah and Coyote, you have gotten the attention of the Hound, and Echo is flat on the ground kind of in front of you, missing 2 of his fingers.
Yay.
What do you want to do?
Well, since I don't have an injured shoulder, I'm gonna attempt to grab this man and yeet him at this puppy.
Great. Roll me a strength roll. Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely got the Hound's attention.
Let's use my help.
Okay.
Gonna take this man into the mouth of the Hound.
That is a 30, so that is a success.
All right.
Oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, you are able to much more easily than Leah, who had been trying to drag him forward. Her injured shoulder now sort of giving out. Yeah, you were able to finish the job and basically just throw him like an extra couple of feet in front of this creature. What the 2 of you see before you is this continually shifting creature. And Echo looks up and starts again speaking that sort of amalgamation of Spanish and Latin, kind of trying to control it. Coyote, you're picking up things like "I am your master." I serve you in the chaos. You can't do this to me. That kind of thing. And the Hound just kind of crouches on top of him and then almost becomes sort of smoke. And you hear the most horrific, like, rending noise. It's not even just a person being torn apart. There's a thing that happened in a particular book series where the phrase abracadabra is kind of used. And that phrase, I think initially, if I did the research correct, was not just I've created something. There's basically an I unmake you.
Oh.
And what you are witnessing is this person being unmade in the universe.
Wow.
So you've unraveled a terrible vector circle. And as the last echoes of his screams and torn substance dissipate, the room goes silent, and the only thing that's left of this person is the finger that Leah holds in her slightly damaged hands. And that's the end of this particular adventure.
Amazing.
Yay! I would love, before we even get to the official end of everything, I would love to just, what do you think that your characters do after all of this has happened? Like Dr. Winters, okay, you're about to treat a drug dealer, and what do you do after that? Do you think you're going to try to go back to work? What are you thinking?
I would most likely I would train someone to care for him because he is not in good shape.
No.
But I would make sure that someone knows how to care for him. And I would do what I can to get him treatment and, beg with him to rethink some of his choices. It's not going to work, but, I'll do what I can. After that, just going back to work, helping people, taking these two out for all the margaritas we can find, and trying to hook them up with therapists, letting them know that therapy is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy is not a sin. Which we all, in Delta Green, we should all have therapists anyway.
Yeah, there are some people that's like one of their vectors is just like a therapist that they talk to. I'm going to go with Coyote next, just to see how much all of this affected you, because you actually handled this better than pretty much everybody else on the team. So what do you think happens to you after all of this is over?
I think, again, after taking a day of just drowning himself in margaritas and hot wings, he would realize that at least as far as Cemetery Watch is concerned, he has a very good asset now in Torero.
Yes, he does. That's correct.
So I think he would try to make some kind of arrangement of look, as long as your people, if you know of anybody who's trafficking people and your people don't do that, Cemetery Watch will handle your competition that's moving people, as long as you don't do that and you stay off our radar.
I honestly don't know if Sinaloa does any human trafficking, but you'll have Sepulturero's word that he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. And then I think he would go back to after the sanity damage he took, definitely get some therapy.
Yes.
Because he has seen a lot. But then probably eventually go back to Cemetery Watch, and also just in case Leah loses her job, might talk to his boss about seeing if he wants to recruit Leah to Cemetery Watch because she knows the area. She might be in need of a new job.
Yeah, that's okay. So finally we're with Leah now. You've been through, arguably of everybody here, you've been through the most.
The worst time, if you will.
You've lost a friend. You almost if this were D&D straight up, it would be almost like you changed alignment. You started as a very different type of character to where you ended up.
Oh yeah, it's unhinged, baby. I think a lot of would be dependent on what comes back to haunt me truly. About if I lost my job, I was gonna go talk to Coyote anyway and be like, hey, yo, what do you do for a living?
Welcome to Cemetery Watch.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I think if I continue to be a part of the organization, part of the FBI, I suspect I might be put on desk duty for a while. And I would still be like, hey, yo, Coyote, what's up? But hey, you got it. But you need an intern? I could be an intern. But I think, I'd probably get a new partner who's not as cool. We would try therapy. I feel like Leah would be the kind of person who would try it once and be like, I can't do this. I'm just going to go and do other things instead, which is not healthy. You should continue to do therapy because it does eventually work, or you have to find a form that works for you. But anyway, it's the vibe. It's the character story.
Thank you. Thank you for that assessment of your characters. You guys did great. Give yourselves a round of applause for surviving a very interesting gameplay.
Nobody died.
No, I was kind of surprised. To be honest with you, like even the cartel thugs do not have great like dexterity. They were like a 10. So I was like, okay, they're going way after everybody else, and they're just there kind of as cannon fodder. So yeah, but that is officially you encountered the Hound of Angles. That's how Delta Green likes to deal with it. This is also from a story called The Hound of Tindalos. It was a short story. Yes, Coyote has not this character, but has previously encountered the Hound before in a different adventure. Yeah. So congratulations for checking out Death is No Parenthesis by let me find that person's name again because they were awesome. Written by William Sharr. And feel free to run that for yourselves, friends. There's all kinds of information, and you can do completely different vectors if your characters do different things. Like it is wildly different depending on who you have and what goes on. But that was a ton of fun. Thank you. Before we completely wrap up for the night, we should probably let you guys promote your own stuff. So why don't we start with Coyote? Tell us who you are and what you've been up to.
I am Ben Smith. When I'm not designing websites and whatnot, paint miniatures for Crowcat Studios. We do miniatures and terrain and try to make D&D more fun for everybody by having some cool minis on your table.
Yay! It's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
All right, Leah, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, all that fun stuff.
Hi, I'm Maddie Wright. I do so many things. You can find me currently at Colorado Ren Fair for 3 more weekends.
Through August 6th. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. I have a lot of fun
contract.
chase treasuring, and you can see me at some other places this year doing just that. Other than that, you can also find me on Instagram and TikTok and my Twitch channel as well, because I have some free time after I get back, so maybe we'll start streaming on my own. Who knows?
Woo. Yay. And finally, our friend Dr. Winters, why don't you introduce yourself? And I know you got some cool graphics, so I'm excited for them.
Right. I am Mitch Gamble Ernst. Next week, I go into rehearsal for the Mud Skippers at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. Oozy, Squishy, and Squirt are returning, and there will be more this year that we will be announcing soon. So I'm very excited about that. June might be over, but Pride is all year. So next weekend, I'm at Central Pennsylvania Pride. This Sunday, I will be at the Pride pageant. It is my 11th year since I held the title. So I'm very excited to welcome new family members into that. And then on August 4th at 10:30 p.m., I will be at Divas Down Under. We are doing songs from the roller rink with Jade DeVere, Poison, Katarina Couture, Kamor Vixen, Pola Frost, Amethyst Diamond, and Mona Moorhead, my beautiful daughter on the end. I'm the one on the other end with the purple hair. So yeah, get your tickets for that. It's a really fun show. We're doing all of those cheesy songs that you heard at the roller rink, and just it's going to be a night of like 90s club anthems already. Like I see it coming. And Xanadu.
And Xanadu, yes.
I was told I have to do Xanadu. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun time. So go out and see drag, because drag is not a crime.
Yay! We love drag.
Although some of it should be. I've seen some girls.
Drag is not a crime, but it can be done poorly.
But it can be.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I am Handler Z. I am also known as Melissa Lee. You can find us online for all kinds of different things. Feel free to check us out on our Patreon. I am doing my very, very best to try to update that dang thing. I am so sorry that it has taken so long. Wait, but I can show you why, because look at that.
Yay! Baby bat, baby bat.
Giant bat. He's so big. Yeah, they're like 3.5 pounds now. So like we are closing in on my due date, which is September 28th. Yeah, that's what I've been dealing with a lot of, and some other stuff too. But like, yeah, feel free to check out our Target registry. Thankfully, a lot of you guys have, and it's been very, very sweet. I get like random gifts all the time, and it's so nice. So thank you. I have like a crib set up. I have my we have our like all of our baby clothes put together and everything. Like we're closing in on being able to really have an additional human that just shows up out of a portal.
As a doctor, I feel I should explain things to you. I also don't want.
Listen, that's the birds and the bees. This is the birds and the bats.
Oh yeah, the squid and the bat.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Kara, we'll see if we can copy and paste that into the chat as well. Yeah, you can also support us throughout the year on our Patreon. It's Patreon Quill and Quote. Yeah, I'm not going to try to go into labor at Parf. Thank you. Yeah, I do have. I will be performing at Parf. That will be my last show. So it is the last 2 weeks of August, first weekend of September. And I'm going to the doctor every single week at that point. So they'll let me know if I'm in imminent danger of anything, and we've got backup plans in place if necessary. Yeah. We'd also want to take a time very briefly to thank our sponsors again. So we will thank Ren Adventures first. So they just wrapped up an awesome D&D tour. Excuse me. They just wrapped up an awesome D&D tour, I believe, in Scotland, hanging out at a castle. They also have a D&D tour coming up in New Orleans, December 5th through 9th. It's the very end of the Louisiana Renaissance Fair, so you can definitely go there, check that out. And also, you will get tickets to go to part of the fair as well. So just look into all of that. But yeah, it should be a ton of fun. And they have other adventures coming up soon as well. So just check out renadventures.com to find out more information about some of their 2024 tours that are already being booked. I'd also like to thank 3D2U, who have been a wonderful sponsor of this particular show and good friends of the show. You can find them 3d2u.org for custom orders, or if you would like to find them at any of the awesome places that they are going to be specifically in the New Jersey area. Special shout out to our friend Amy from the channel, who is also a member of Chase Treasure. She was the one giving me all the information about radiation sickness, radiation poisoning, all that stuff which was involved in this game. So it's kind of fun to have like somebody who actually knows what they're talking about because she's a forensic scientist. Yeah, and we're going to thank ourselves too. So feel free to check us out online. We're Dare, available on Amazon, and you can listen to it on Audible. It's a collection of short fiction and poetry that is horror based. It's super, super creepy. It's a ton of fun. I really loved putting it together. Next year, after the kid shows up, we should be able to put out another new book. I have more than enough material for it. I just need to have the headspace to be able to do so. And in order to do that, I need to have the newborn here. So we're going to work on that. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Next week, we should be able to have a brand new adventure with the Gloom Master. Theoretically, this might be the last time that you'll see me on the channel for a while as I get close to getting ready to give birth. But yeah, it's been a ton of fun. I'll be around, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and have a good night. Stay spooky. Bye.